Welcome back, trainers, and in this video we're going to be taking a look at my double legacy Mewtwo, which is not going to be 100% IV. It's going to be 14 in HP, but essentially it is 100% IV. I was actually able to get myself a 100% IV Mewtwo after about 6 years of constantly raiding it whenever it did come out, and that is including before it, way in the past, every single EX raid, well, not every single one, but a lot of them. I went to pretty much all of them, so took a long time. Also took quite a bit to get the shiny, about $100+ on those raids. So just think about when they do, if they continue on with their plan to make it so you can only do the remote raids several times, 5 times. Yeah, you can go out in person and do it as many times as you want, but that's going to require you to get out there like before, like it was. So, I mean, hey, but it is going to be very difficult to get these shundos or hundreds if you're solely going to be relying on remote raids, right? So we've been talking about that a bunch, and I'm sure we'll talk about it more in the past. But for now, let's go ahead and focus on these battles here. We're going to be pairing it up with Rayquaza, Dialga, and Groudon. As far as the Groudon and Dialga, we'll be swapping those out. Rayquaza is going to stay on the team the entire time. The Rayquaza does have Hurricane too. It didn't get it off today. There's opportunities to get it off, but it's just better to go with Breaking Swipe in a lot of these situations here. And I can't stop using this thing. It's amazing. It's one of my new favorite things to use, Rayquaza. All right, let's get into the commentary. If you do enjoy my videos, please make sure you hit that like button. It really does help me out. Helps out the algorithm, helps out the channel, and everything like that. Okay, and shout out to my patrons and my members as well. If you want to become a member to support me, you can hit that join button. Okay, so anyways, we're up against Kyurem here. The backline doesn't really want to see this, seeing that we do have Groudon ground type, Rayquaza flying dragon, massive weakness to ice, as well as dragon too. So we're gonna let that one go, holding on to our last shield. They did want to double shield up their Kyurem here, so not looking particularly great. We're just gonna have to let this Glaciate go because I'm not trying to use my last shield with a Rayquaza in the back. So we're letting that go. This is going to do a ton of damage here. I think we're going to swap into our Rayquaza. Hopefully there's not a fairy. Start building up that energy here. And we do have Hurricane. They're bringing in a Palkia. Sounds good. Do they have a water type in the back? We'll have to see here. It's going to be very close. Breaking Swipe doing a ton, taking them out. We're still holding on to one shield. They have a Groudon in the back. Okay, folks. Ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and see what we can do here. Shielding up this, knowing it was probably going to be a Fire Punch, but we're still very comfortable here. A Precipice Blades will be able to take us out, but that's going to take a second. And look at that damage that we're doing with Rayquaza's Breaking Swipe. Is this a Mewtwo video, or is this another Rayquaza video? Okay, Mewtwo is leading the charge, so it is going to go down a little bit more. Okay, we're leading with, of course, everything's always opposite every time I say that, right? But I wanted you to see that. So that was the first time. I should have left it in while you can see me swapping out the Pokemon, or at least reorganizing them. And the first thing they gave me when I put Groudon in the front was a frickin' Rayquaza. Gotta love it, man. Alright, so Rayquaza is gonna be able to do a lot of damage. Once you lower their attack, you're gonna be able to just dig in. And the Dragon Tail plus the Breaking Swipe is just doing amazing damage. This thing is awesome. It's so exciting to see this thing actually being able to put in the work now as opposed to before. Alright, bringing in a Groudon. Wow, do they have a Kyogre in the back? Do they have the Weather Trio going on here? Because if they do, we're going to be looking good. So we'll let this go. We lowered their attack. We don't have to worry about this. Precipice Blade still doing a decent amount of damage. I swapped to preserve it, and there it is. They do have the Weather Trio. Let's go. Now, we're going to get off this Precipice Blades. If they let this go, I mean, look at that damage. That's it. That's a GG's already. We let this go. Surf is going to KO us here. All right, no more farm. We farm up all the way. Great, and we're going to go ahead and just hit this. Now, it's not equipped as Best Buddy, the Mewtwo is, but this is 100% IV, and it is a Groudon, so it doesn't really matter. Getting their first shield here, and the next one more quick move, and we take the win, still holding on to one shield. It looks like they kind of just surrendered there towards the end. Next battle met with a Melmetal. This is a good lead. All right, that's what we want to see, and they're going to be swapping into Gyarados, which is kind of going to somewhat destroy our team here a little bit. Crunch doing a lot of damage, but we're bringing in Mewtwo. Spammy can pretty much KO anything with 2 shots. I mean, you could say that to a lot of Pokemon, but Mewtwo is spamming very fast with that Psy Strike. All right, going for another one here that let the first one go, which is par usual, and they're shielding this next one up. Now I'm thinking, okay, I can shield this up. We're going to have no more shields, but we are going to be able to farm them down with Psycho Cut and come out of this with a whole hell of a lot of energy. Let's go. And we're going to be going for Shadow Ball. What did they throw into the battle? Was that going to be a Dialga? Melmetal. Okay, duh. All right, Melmetal. And getting to another Shadow Ball here, which is going to do a lot of damage. They don't have to shield this up. It is going to be bringing them down pretty low. All right, and they're going to be retreating with energy and bringing in a Dragonite and locking themselves here. And they do have a little bit of a energy advantage since they did throw it in first. And they're going to be able to get to their Dragon Claw here, doing a ton of damage. Breaking Swipe is going to have to be shielded up. Otherwise, they are pretty much out of here. And they are shielding it up, of course, bringing in the Groudon. Well, that's the only thing we've got left. Immediately swapping, so we can't allow them to farm up a little bit more. One more quick move. Going for Precipice Blades. Things are getting a little bit crazy here. Now, that Melmetal has a lot of energy. It's got like, what, 75 energy or something like that. So not looking good. Superpower, yeah, I don't know about this one. Fire Punch, let's go. Obviously it's going to KO, but can we take them out, folks? This is getting crazy. And Rayquaza takes them out in one Dragon Tail. That was something right there. I don't know if our opponent lagged because I feel like they had a charge move. Next battle, leading with Mewtwo, met with a Conkeldurr. Very good lead. They're going to be swapping into Dialga. We're going to go ahead and bring in our Groudon here and get off the Precipice Blades immediately. I don't care if they're going to shield it up or not. They're going to be shielding up that first one here. Sounds good to me. Precipice Blades, as much as I'm enjoying it and it is amazing, I love this. Move is crazy, but I feel like it's a little OP. Just a little bit OP. But hey, whatever, make Groudon powerhouse because, I mean, it should be anyways, right? And worth the investment. Now, I guess it was worth it before. So they're going to be letting that Precipice Blades go on their Garchomp here. Things are getting a little bit interesting, as you're going to see, bringing in Rayquaza to just absorb this, and Outrage will KO. Rayquaza can't take a hit, plus it's super effective and coming from a Garchomp with massive attack. They're going to be swapping into that Conkeldurr. I'm surprised they stayed here. This is a wrap, shielding it up, and we're going to be able to actually outpace them to the next Psy Strike here, getting to it, which will KO the Conkeldurr. And then we just need to do one Psycho Cut and take out that Garchomp, and we take the win. Looking good. What are we going to lead with this time? Mewtwo. Oh, up against a Yveltal. That's horrible. So we're going to go ahead and swap in a Groudon, which is not a good counter, by the way. And they're going to be bringing in Mewtwo. We're going to go with that Precipice Blades here right away. Let's see if they shield it up. They're letting it go. Sounds good to me. Now, what's going to happen here is we want to win the swap advantage. So I think we're... Okay, I was wanting to farm down here. But let's see if they want to use a shield. Okay, they let it go. Great. We're winning the swap. We do have Rayquaza, which can take on that Yveltal, and then the Mewtwo can take on anything pretty much that's not a dark type, because of the double legacy that we do have is going to be resisted by dark all the way. So that's where you're going to find a little bit of trouble with that double legacy Mewtwo. All right, bringing in the Rayquaza, and they're going to be swapping into a Zacian to catch a Breaking Swipe. And again, when your opponent catches a move that guarantees a debuff, it's always okay kind of for the most part, because, well, now their attack is just debuffed, and we're going to be able to take the hits that much better with the Mewtwo. So I was contemplating what I should do here. We're going to let all this go. All right, Play Rough doing quite a bit of damage, getting to the Psy Strike, great. And I do believe they let this go. They bring in their Yveltal, and if I was them, this is just me, I'm just saying, I would have farmed up a little bit more, but it's looking like not good anyways, because Rayquaza's Dragon Tail does so much, plus we still have 2 shields. At this point, we could basically just Dragon Tail them down, and by the time they kept farming up, then we probably would have got off Psy Strikes, which are not very effective, but they will start adding up. Anyways, bringing in the Rayquaza to finish this off here for us like we usually do with the old Ray, and we're looking great. We'll let this one go, no problem. Even if it's a Hurricane, we're fine. It's another Dark Pulse, and we'll go ahead and just Dragon Tail down with our Rayquaza and take the win. Looking good. We lead it with Mewtwo again. Let's see what we have. Mewtwo lead up against Rayquaza's back for some more action here. Don't like this, to be honest with you. It's kind of... I'm not going to say annoying because I'm happy to see it, but it's like, oh my gosh. Well, here we go. Well, I wanted to be meta relevant, and well, it's all over the place. Now they're going to be catching here. Looks like they threw in a Metagross to absorb that. That's very nice. So they've already used a shield. They could be baiting on my Groudon so that they can come back with the Rayquaza and kind of just work me and basically farm me down. Well, going to throw their energy right away, but they're going to be able to come out of this with energy if they want to, since they did lower our attack. Precipice Blades is doing a lot less, but it doesn't look like they want to farm whatsoever. They're going to throw yet again. Sounds good, and I get to the Precipice Blades 2 times attack debuff, but we're still going to be doing a decent amount of damage. At least something, better than nothing. At this point, it doesn't really matter because Mewtwo Psy Strike would have KO'd them anyways, even if it didn't get that off. Alright, they're going to be going for the Breaking Swipe, and they're yet again catching, really good catching from our opponent. I mean, that's 2 times now, so well done. And absorbing that Psy Strike with their Giratina altered the tank. Now, again, I do have enough candies to power one of these up, and I do have several 100s. And with Shadow Force or without it, I really don't care. I'll use an Elite TM. but I don't want to, in case we get the shadow form and seeing what we are going through, the changes for these remote raids, limiting you to 5. And the way to get XL candies for me before was to, you know, do a bunch of remote raids, not go out and waste a bunch of gas, and or go to raids in my area where what hit like 10 we're good, and then a couple more days maybe like 5, and then the next maybe like 3, something like that. So remote raids are needed to get these candies, so I need to preserve them right now as much as possible and not mindlessly spend legendary candies and or mythicals depending on what it is in the raid. All right, anyways, what do we got going on here? We're going to be being taken out by Precipice Blades, bringing in the Rayquaza to farm them down. And I mean, this is what, a Fire Punch here, no problem. We're going to be coming out of this with a good amount of energy. 1-to-1 shield, looking good. What you got for me? And bringing in their own Rayquaza. Love to see it. What did you got in the back? You have a, well, you already came in with Groudon, so do you have another Weather Trio? Is that what we're facing here? And down they go, shieldless on both ends, and it is a Kyogre. But folks, we got another Weather Trio. Let's get it, going for the Breaking Swipe. I wanted to swap, but I was thinking, you know what, let's go ahead and get off another one of these, lower their attack by 2 stages, swap into the Mewtwo, and we'll be even more comfortable here. They're not going to be at an Origin Pulse, I can't speak, or a Thunder. So we absorb that Surf, no problem. Going for the Side Strike, but they back out, and we take that win, and we're going to keep it moving here. What are we going to see? Next battle leading with the Mewtwo, Groudon, that's fine. I get it. What's a good matchup that you want to see? Like a really good matchup. Well, a fighter. I mean, kind of a fighter, pretty much. But what Mewtwo does, it doesn't necessarily want to see anything. It does not want to see a dark type, but it doesn't care what it sees. That's what Mewtwo's for. It's just a Swiss Army knife. I mean, did you see the moves? It can have literally any type of move, pretty much, except for steel, and well, not every, okay, but a good amount. All right, so what do we got going on here? A Ho-Oh up against our Rayquaza. I'm going to shield this up because it was a Brave Bird. They're going for Sacred Freaking Fire. But hey, it is what it is. We had to shield up just in case. Bringing in a Dragonite, and I like where this is going here. Going to go for the Breaking Swipe. They're letting it go. We've got the Dialga on the team. We swap into it. Looks like the Groudon was actually making more of an appearance than the Dialga did. All right, we're going to shield this up here. This is looking pretty good. I mean, they're stuck. I mean, if they go Superpower, I mean, what are they going to do? So lower their attack and defense, and then the Rayquaza is going to take them out. There's nothing they can do. So they let it go. We take the win. Next battle, Mewtwo up against Togekiss. This is technically where we would want to see it because we have 2 dragons at the back, and this is perfectly fine. Horrible timing on my end here. I let a Charm sneak through, so we're already looking pretty bad. They let the Side Strike go, which is great. Going for another one here, and we're going to let their charge move go. We want to hold on to our shield, and what we're going to do is bring in our Dialga and just farm them down. Getting rid of their Charm user, we're going to be looking pretty good and coming out of this with a lot of energy. And then our dragons don't have to really worry unless this is a double fairy team with a Zacian or something, or potentially a Melmetal or a Excadrill, right? So what did they just throw in? What was that? Is a Garchomp. Okay, do they have a water type in the back? If so, we're going to be looking great because we do have Rayquaza. All right, they're going for the Sand Tomb. We let it go. Unfortunately, they're going to be able to Dragon Tail this down. We bring in Rayquaza, and we're going to farm down. We're going to go ahead and call this Sand Tomb here. And let's see what's in the back. Is there something that Rayquaza is going to be able to handle with 2 shields, half health? And it is going to be a Giratina Origin. So yes, we can handle this. Absolutely, because I mean, look at the damage that we're doing. That is unfreaking believable. Since we still have 2 shields, this is going to be an easy win, no problem. Going for the next one here, Rayquaza taking the show in the spotlight yet again. If you did enjoy this video, please give it a thumbs up, and I'll be catching you all next time. Take care.
The world ain't all sunshine and rainbows. It's a very mean and nasty place, and I don't care how tough you are, it will beat you to your knees and keep you there permanently if you let it. You, me, or nobody is gonna hit as hard as life. But it ain't about how hard you hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. How much you can take and keep moving forward. That's how winning is done.
Hey! So you're finally here! Fantastic!